Welcome. We are on signature number 4 for our album. And I wanted to share, there was something I needed to share, but I'll get there. All right. I am using this sheet out of the 22, and I think it might be the last one. We're going to get into some of the double-sided now. It says museum. I can't pronounce that. A journal of design. So this is how I trimmed and cut it. This measures across at 8 3/8 of an inch by 8 3/4 of an inch. I've made my pocket, and I am using one of the scrap pieces that says Notes and Journal, a Sentimental Journey. It's got this clover on it, and this says Posts. And then I'm going to use this tag, The Thrill of Feeling Like You've Seen the World. And I'm going to put that right here. This measures 3 1/8 in an inch, and obviously it's got to cover your width, so you already have that. And I forgot to put tape on this, so let's go ahead and get that done. Give this a good burnish. All right. Squaring it up here in the corner. Bringing it across. There we go. Oops. And then we'll glue this in place. Okay. And then we'll glue this in. I'm just going to put it in at a tad bit of a slant. And the pocket is large enough that I can actually glue the whole base of this down. There we go. Okay, so that's done. Now, out of the 22 pack, there are these cards, cutout cards, and there's really only one side to them. So I've kind of paired them up a little bit. This has got the cat, and then this had a kitty cat curled up on the bench. And I love this sentiment. It says, just relax. So that is going to go on our left side. And the cardstock measures at 4 1/4 across. That does not count my die. So 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. Oh, and I did not ink these. Oh, I think it's just such a waste of video time that you get to sit there and watch me ink something. You know how to do this, but I forgot. I'm an inker. I don't like white edges. So to me, they're distracting to my eye. So that's why I ink everything. Whether you ink or not is entirely up to you. Okay. So we're just going to set this right up kind of close to the score line right there. And then we're going to ink this one real quick. Okay, and we're going to glue it in. Now this is going to glue right to the top of this glue. Well, you might be using glue. I'm using tape. So then when you open this up, you're going to have a nice tuck. And then we've got another one to go on this side. Same measurements. And I chose the welcome, the town scene, and then this one here on the back. This would make great for journaling, or you can put a photo in here. Oh, it looks like I got that one inked. Wow, goodness, good job. Okay, so now we're going to just gently lay this down. And then the reverse side. This will come in like so. Fold that over. So that's what that looks like so far. Now we've got a couple of flaps we're going to put on. And kind of continuing with this theme of buildings, we're going to be using this piece, this 12 by 12 piece here for the back. And then on the front, we're going to use the piece that we used on the front of the album, but we're going to play with it at a different angle. So you're going to cut top to bottom. And I don't remember if there was an edge up here. If there is, you'll cut it off first and then you'll cut top to bottom. So let's go ahead and let's get this on the inside done, and I'll get you some measurements. Okay. This piece is going to measure at It's going to measure at 7.5 inches across. Then you're going to score it at 1/2 inch, and then you're going to score it at 5/8 of an inch. We're going to need a little bit of a gusset here to come up over this edge. So 7.5, scoring at 1/2, and scoring at 5/8. there it is. And I want to bring this just inside between the two gussets, or the score marks, I apologize. Middle of the gusset between the two score lines. And then I want to reinforce this score line a little bit, so let's push it back and give it a good burnish there. Okay, so that's in place. Let's go ahead and let's get its mate across the way so we can get that done. We've got to put in a magnet. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to kind of somewhat in the center of that. And the purpose of centering it is so that what we've already built up rests inside this little tiny gusset that we've made. Not too far in, just enough so that this is inside. I don't understand how I cut that so short. So I hope you haven't cut yours yet, because this is not cut right. And that means I've got to recut this. So I don't like this. I did not catch it. Maybe I can cut this off so I can reuse it, so I don't have to waste time cutting another one. All right, let's get this out here. So I'm not sure how I did that. Surgery in action. I'm going to move that aside. I need to score this. This piece. Now, where's my... glue this under there just like this. Get rid of my pencil mark. Line it up. Well, let me get you in frame here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm lining it up at the bottom corner, and I am pulling it all the way up. All right, so the back side will be a little bit thicker, but it's no big deal. But I'm not sure how that was cut that way, because this is cut correct. Strange. Oh, I've got double tape. Okay, so this will go here. All right. So let's stay with the inside. Put the hotel pieces here. Now, I will show you that the reverse side is this piece. You can use this piece if you want, but I looked at that and I thought, nah, I'm not turning it over because that doesn't look proper. So I'm going to stay with the town theme, the farmer's market theme, on both sides of this. Now, when you cut this one, your other half is going to go over here. And when I cut this, the remainder of it left a little bit of a gap here that I didn't like. So remember this beautiful piece that I pointed out earlier on that I might use it? Well, I'm going to use it here to make a pocket. And then I'm going to take from the cut aparts this little piece here that says 1 penny, and I'll put it right in the center as a decorative piece. So that's what's going to go here. Now over here, when this was cut and trimmed, it trimmed off the bottom of this piece here that has the display stand with the vegetables and the fruits. So I'm going to come in with this on this side with the rest of this and put this here in this so that the fruit stand is still visible and it's in front of the doors. And then I cut this out of the cut apart sheet, mounted it on some cardstock so it'd be got some firm stiffness to it, and then I'm going to glue it right in here so that it's the door just alongside of the fruit stand, and then we've got the flower pots as it continues along. Now before I can do any of this, I need to set some magnets. So let's kind of put these aside. This is going to be the top piece, so our magnet is going to go, we'll start here, popping out our basic grays. And I'm going to put this in like so. It's about 1 inch in. And then I'm going to make sure that the top and the bottom that they line up, and then we'll commit that magnet. And then I am going to take just a little bit of tape to ensure that they stay in place. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's finish this up. I'm going to go ahead and tape this piece in because I've got a magnet there. of tape on this side because I'll have this tape here to help keep it down. Okay, just going to nestle up next to that score line, lay it over. Excuse me. I apologize. Now I have a little bit of tape overhang, so I'm going to push it back using my finger. Oh, and I didn't put any tape on this ahead of schedule, so we're going to go ahead and tape it now. Excuse me. Someone has let off some spray in the main part of the house, and it's lingered in here, and it's creating havoc with my sinuses and my throat, so I apologize. Didn't ink this one. Huh. That's an interesting piece. Oh, you know what? I kind of like that. I'm sticking with this side, so if you've cut this, it gives you a choice to use either side, the farmer's market or this. So this could be the door to where you can go in and get these goodies. So I'm going to use this side up. It breaks that up. It looks, I didn't turn it over originally or I would have noticed it. So there we go. Sometimes the reverse side gives us a different look. I think I'm going to start my glue about here. All right, that actually turned out quite nice, actually. All right, that's the front. So let's go ahead, and that's the front. Let's go ahead and finish with this. up on the left side. And then we're going to put this little tuck of a pocket in here. This happens when I start cutting tops. That 1/4 inch gray line, I think maybe that's what I cut off on this. So when that happens, then we end up short on one of the edges. And I like this piece because it creates a little bit of a contrast with this piece here. And then the little 1 penny from the cut parts. I'm going to put that right there. All right, so now this is what we have for the inside. And then this, now this I cut, like I said, I cut across the top and then I cut down. So what I cut off here was a larger piece of the roadway. I don't know if I can quickly, here it is. So this is what I cut off here across the bottom. This would make a nice piece for a pocket, but I don't think we have enough of the album to finish to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get this glued on, but I so apologize, but I do need to do something. Okay. Thank you for your understanding. Now, we have an ephemera, and we've got a tag we're going to use, experiences that leave a mark. There is this road sign, directional sign that we worked with or thought we were going to play with earlier. We're going to play with it right here. It's going to sit here in the front. Now, I did mat this on that lightweight chipboard that I got at Hobby Lobby. I cut out the framework, and you can see I've got all kinds of sticky tape on the back of this, but I wanted to protect all the edges. So we're going to go ahead, and if you'll excuse me, I'm going to start peeling a bunch of this off. It's a little time consuming. But I don't think if you don't support these, by the time you start playing with the album over time, those are going to bend if you just run just a few. Clean up my mess. Now I'm going to turn this over because that is such an awkward piece for burnishing. I'm turning that over. Now I also matted this quoted saying onto some cardstock, And I'm going to raise it up off the page as well. I'm just going to set it right about there. Opening this up. Now, there are two sides to this that are almost identical. So this is what's left over from this cut right here. But when you turn this over, you have identically same positions, except this piece doesn't belong here. This is the back side. So remember to be careful when you put this in. This is the side you want out. And it's going to nestle in right here. And then I did take one of the cutouts with the cat in front of the door. I'm going to treat it as a tuck, and it's just going to go right here on the bottom. So let's get some tape on this. Oh, there it is. That out of the way for the moment. Now when I get done with this album, I am going to put it in my Etsy shop. So if you want to purchase it, just click on that link if you don't want to take the time to make this. And then the kitty cat. Just a nice, sweet little tuck to go down here in this corner. All right. So there we have it. I need to cap off my glue real quick, and then we'll do a one last look through. So this is your front, your street front with the road signage and a quoted saying. Use whatever quoted saying that you want. And then when you open this up, it continues into a beautiful view of some towns, part of the city, the landscape, and then we have some nice spots back here for your journaling or for your photos. And then we've got a nice tuck, big pocket right there. Turn it over. Let's get some tape on the back side. Three-eighths down the center for support. So this is going to come and sit in here like so. And I can see I've got some of the buildup I have inside of this. is creating a bit of a bow in this, but it will level out once the paper has a chance to relax a little. So we're going to take this off first, and then these. Turn this on its side just a little bit so that I can see 3 of the edges. And then I can lay this down. And burnish this side right here. And then the 2 tape strips here in the center, so that when I go to pull the rest of the tape off, it's not sliding around here. And then we are going to work on the next tutorial would be to finish the last signature and to cut our 2 pocket pages and get them decorated. Make sure that little gusset stands up straight. Good firm burnish. Get the air pockets, get that tape connected to the paper. And there you have it. We're finished with that signature. And now we'll move on to this one on the next video, and we'll do the 2 pocket pages. So until then, bye-bye.